Hey everyone, and welcome to your week 5 home learning for Nat 5 chemistry. This week's going to be a bit different because you've been off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So the activities that I planned for you are kind of revision-y, get your head around some of the previous topics kind of activities so that the other column doesn't miss out on anything new. Okay, so let's go through what I want you to do today. So this week, you have 5 activities that you can choose from. At minimum, I want you to choose 2. Okay, so we've got summarising notes, past paper questions, creating mind maps, creating vocab lists, or create your own Kahoot quiz. Okay, I'm going to go through what I want you to do for each of those, but it's entirely up to you which 2 you have to do for today. Don't just stick with one. So don't just do past papers for the full block. Split it up at least an hour and an hour so that you've got time to do 2 different things. Okay, so summarising notes, like I've said in the PowerPoint here, being able to take information and summarise it down into not the simplest, but the smallest amount of words possible, forces you to really understand the concept. Okay, so this is what I want you to do in this task. There is 6 videos that you can choose from. You can do as many as you want, as many as it takes for an hour. But watch the video and then summarise the video into as little words as possible. I've said aim for 100 words. That's just a ballpark figure that I could kind of pull out of nowhere. But make it as short as possible. If you can get under 50, that may be even more impressive, but that might be like pushing it a bit. Make sure you include all the information. Don't just miss out information to get that word count down, but try and include all the information and summarize it down. Okay. All the videos are linked in the PowerPoint here. Just need to click on them, take you to them. And that's task 1. Task 2 is quite simple past paper questions. I know that some people simply do past paper questions for revision. I would suggest if you're going to do past paper questions, do one of the other things first as your second one, because past paper questions are a really good way of checking understanding, not a good way of studying. They're a good way of making sure that you understand if there's any nuance to the material that you've learned. But without studying the material first, past paper questions isn't the best way. So you may or may not have seen this before, but if you go to Teams, if you go to Files and Revision, and if you go to this Strontium past paper book, this gives you a list. It's a huge document, but it gives you a list of topics in the past paper questions from each paper relating to those topics. So if you want to do some rate of reaction multiple choice questions, 2019 question 1 and 2, you click on it. That's question 1 and 2 there. You try it. Go to answers is down the bottom, click go to answers, and it tells you the answer was C and B. You then click go to the topic grid, and it takes you back up to the grid where you can then go and try some other questions. Atomic structure and bonding from the 2015 paper, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. There we go, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, etc., etc. Go to answers, and it'll take you to the correct page for the answers. Okay, choose any topics you want. The only topics we have not done, we've not finished energy from fuels, and we've not even touched metals. So you can now do rate of reaction, atomic structure, formula, acids and bases, homologous series, everyday consumer products, plastics, fertilizers, nuclear. Chemical analysis, you'll be able to do most of it, but there's some bits we still need to go over. And of course, there's problem-solving questions that you can try if you want, okay? So that's task 2, is to do that, okay? Let me get PowerPoint back up. That requires moving me slightly. Okay, task 3 is to create mind maps. I know we all know what a mind map is, but I just wanted to make sure that we know how to actually do a good mind map. There is a video here that goes through just some basic tips to producing a really good mind map. Clearly, some other schools have used this because in the comments it's just full of people saying, "Hi, I am here from Mr. So-and-so's class." which just shows that it's a decent video to introduce how to make a mind map. These are incredible ways to study if you're a visual learner. When I was at uni, my flat was just wallpapered with mind maps everywhere. Like that's one of two ways that I studied for uni, was just mind maps, and they were on my wall so that when I woke up, I was staring at them and I was learning when I wasn't even studying. Okay, so up to you. Mind maps, incredible ways. Different topics that you can choose from to do your mind map on, and a video to show you how some tips on how to do a good mind map. Okay. Task 4 is create a vocab list. I know some of you will find that incredibly boring, and some of you might be, yes, that's amazing. I need one of those. There is a lot of new words in Nat 5 chemistry that you just need to know. And you need to know, you need to find a way to remember all these words, and creating a vocab list might be one of those ways. The other way is flashcards, but you kind of do flashcards to death, so I've not made that one of the 5 tasks. So create a vocab list, choose one of the topics, go through it and find all those words that you'd never heard of before this year, write it down, write down the meaning. Make it fancy, use some colour, pictures, whatever to make it more interesting to look at. The more interesting it is to look at, the more likely you are to remember it, okay? Task 5, create a Kahoot quiz. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this because I'm going to record a second video in a minute, showing you how to set up your own Kahoot account and create a Kahoot, so that people who don't want to do this don't have to sit through that, okay? If you do this, upload it to Show My Homework, as you would with any other of the tasks, but also email it to me, because then I might be able to use it in a future revision lesson if we're still at home in the next few weeks, okay? So your upload for today is simply anything that you have done. Anything that you have done in today's lesson, upload it to Show My Homework to let your class teacher see. And yeah, that's everything that you need to know for today. A teacher will be on Teams to answer any questions. So if you're doing past papers and you don't get one, then ask, I think it's Miss Ballantyne that's on with you guys tomorrow. Ask her and she'll go through anything, any questions that you have, let her know, or you can email your class teacher, whether that be me, Miss Ballantyne, or Mrs. Smith, or comment on Show My Homework and one of us will get to you, okay? Keep asking questions. Well done. Hope you've had a nice break, and you're ready to get back to it. Okay, thanks guys.